on this computer. Yeah, so for those of you who are just tuning in on Instant Replay and you are dying for 3 more warm-up exercises, let me know and I will record them separately. So there you go. Or we can repeat them next Tuesday, a week from Tuesday. So anyway, Paul McCartney does a version of this that's really good. So I was happy about that. But Ricky does a version with the Jordanaires. And his is really good too. And of course, the original, at least in my mind, the original. So let's take a look and see what's going on here. We have C. Well, let's just look at the chord chart, chord diagrams across the top. A minor is good, C is good, C major 7. That's a pretty chord. That should be in your wheelhouse. C sus4. You're playing a C, you're adding a finger where you would normally play your F, keeping them both down. That should be a regular. We play that all the time, so hopefully that's good. E minor looks good. E7, that may be tricky for some of you. So take a look at that. We'll take a look at that when we get to it. Let me see, we're going from C to E7. So I just slide over. It's like the first 2 chords in the first verse. I just slide my ring finger over to that first string, 2nd fret, and plop 2 fingers down. That usually works pretty well as a transition. F, we're good. F minor. So here's the 6 ways. So if you look down the left-hand side of the chart, almost every second line starts with F and then F minor. So here are the 6 ways to play F minor. Number 1, don't play it. Just play the F, play it for 2 beats, and let 2 beats just sit there out in the ozone, sing along, jump back in with the C. Easy enough. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, play it as C sus4. If you look at the chord chart, you've got C sus4 plus a dot up there at the top of the 1st fret. Just play it as C sus4 and let yourself off the hook. That's the 2nd easiest way. The 3rd easiest way is throw your thumb over the top. You'd be imagine how little pressure, if your thumb just touches that string up there in the 1st fret, it somehow rings out just fine. So that's what number 3. The traditional, you're playing an F, and then you've got to switch those first 2 fingers and then throw down maybe your pinky. And the first time I ever saw the chord, I turned to the person next to me and said, "Is this how you play that?" And they said, "Uh-huh." And I said, "Huh." So this is how I played it for a year until I finally figured out that I could throw my thumb over. And so I've played it that way ever since. So I can't do it the traditional way anymore because my mind, I haven't practiced it. My mind isn't wrapped around it. And so I just don't have the muscle memory. And so I always just do the thumb over, or if it sneaks up on me and I'm not thinking, then I'll just play C sus4. And then what was that? That was 4th? Maybe that was 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that was 4th. And then the 5th way is the 2nd position for F minor is an E minor shape. I think it's called B11. And so if you're good at your E minor, then you're playing F. Just drop down to your E minor and slide it over a fret. So it's an E minor shape, but it starts on the 3rd fret instead of the 2nd. And that's pretty darn close to. And in this song, in this context, it's 2 beats every time. So if you skip it, it's no big deal. If you mishit it, it's no big deal. If you play C sus4, it's no big deal. It's all good. So that's all I have to say about that. G7 sus4, playing playing your G7 and you're pooching out a finger at the bottom so that you're playing open 2, 1, 3, or you're throwing your pinky up there, which is why we're doing a lot of exercises for our pinky. And D7, any kind of D7 you like. And it's a pretty slow 2 beats, 2 beats, 2 beats, 2 beats, 2 beats. And then 4 beats, 4 beats. There's a place where lovers go to cry their troubles away. 2 beats, 1, 2. So the C in that first line gets 2 beats. And then the third beat is that C major 7. And then off for that fourth beat. So it's down, down, up, down, 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 up, move, off. And they call it Lonesome Town, where the broken hearts stay. I don't know why I do this. I think it sounds good. But that C sus4, I do down, down, up on the C. And then I do down, up on the C sus4. And then down. Down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Of course, it's 2 beats each. You play that any way you want to. With each of the end of the second line on every single section, there's a stop. It's either a C stop or a G7 stop. And in each one, I've handwritten down my right-hand column 2, 3, 4. So that stop is the first beat. And then I may tap out 2, 3, 4, or maybe I'll count it out. 2, 3, 4, and then you start up with the next line. So that's a 4 beat section. That's a measure there with three of the counts hidden. So who's got questions? Who's on first? One, 2, 3, 4. There's a place where lovers go to cry their troubles away, and they call it Lonesome Town, where the broken hearts stay. 2, 3, 4. You can buy a dream or two to last you all through the year. And the only price you pay is a heart full of tears. Going down to Lonesome Town, where the broken hearts stay. Going down to Lonesome Town to cry my troubles away. I was going to explain that part, but I didn't. So I just do G7, G7 sus4, back to G7, 2, 3, 4. In the town of broken dreams, the streets are filled with regret. Maybe down in Lonesome Town, I can learn to forget. town to cry my troubles away. In the town of broken dreams, the streets are filled with regret. Maybe down in Lonesome Town, I can learn to forget. Maybe down in Lonesome Town, I can learn to forget. Oh, jazzy ending. C major 7. Sweetness. Okay. You're gonna get a workout today. Did I tell you that? Did I warn you?
So I was curious about the strum,
Yes.
hoping you could help with that.
Yes. So 2 beats or 4 beats?
I think I was doing 4, but I'm not sure I sounded good.
So a chord in 3 dots is 4 beats. So I'm just doing down, down, up, down, up, down, up. It doesn't mean that I hit those downs or those ups every time. So I might miss, and all of a sudden it sounds like I'm doing down, down, up, down, because I've missed on a couple of the hits. So ideally, the way it's written, it's well, those are all 2 beats. But the first 2 measures, so that should sound like down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up. And I'm not trying to hit it very hard, so even if I'm doing it perfectly, you might not hear the actual strum. F E minor. Oops, that's not good. C E7. Like there I missed. There I hit. There I hit again. So that's the idea. But if you miss one, it's the beats and the changing to the next chord in rhythm at the right time, making that transition that are far more important. You know, even if you put your hands over your strings and just go like this a few times, as long as you jump back in at the right time. Doesn't matter if you hit all the strings every time, is the moral of that story. Thanks for the question. I hope that helped. If it didn't, tune in again next week or 2 weeks from now, and we'll see if I can confuse you further. Okay, so Truth in Lending. Love this song. Could belt it out of our Volkswagen in 1971. Could hit every single note on pitch, as loud as you want, as soft as you want. I can't do that anymore. Once in a while, there's a song that gets in my head that that almost shows everything. Does that show everything? That's not bad. Once in a while, there's a song that gets in my head, and I just have to play it and, you know, throw caution to the wind. And if it doesn't sound good, it doesn't sound good. And this is one of those songs, just Victoria Vox and her husband Jack played this during their pandemic series of concerts, 5 o'clock concerts for many, many weeks and months. And I thought, okay, I need to do that. And so that was in the first year, and this is, 2 years later. So it's been kind of sitting out there. And so I put together the chart, I think in November, and have been practicing it. It's still, it's still not there, but I love the song. So I'm going to foist it upon you. So. The beauty of this song is you can play it G and A minor and forget all the other hoo-ha that you see on the chord chart. So it is 8 beats of G, 2 measures, your favorite strum, whatever your favorite 4-beat strum is, 2 measures, 8 beats of A minor, 2 measures, then another 8 beats of A minor on the next line, and then another, so that's 16 or 4 measures of A minor, and then another 8 beats of G. So it would sound like this, G. There's my 8 beats, A minor. That's 2 measures, 3rd measure, 4th measure, back to G. For 2 measures, that's it, over and over and over again. 8 beats, 16 beats, 8 beats, 8 beats, 16 beats, 8 beats. Until you get to the middle and you got the bon, si, bon. And that's G, bon, si, bon, G again, bon, bon, si, bon, 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 si, bon, 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 C, G, C, G. And they're both held for 2 beats, I think, C, G. And then you can see there's a 1 and a 2 there, so you repeat that same line again. Bon, si, bon, 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 si, bon, 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 si, bon, 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 bon. And then the 3, so long, ma, so long, pa. And I think each of those are 2 beats, but I really haven't. You just kind of sing along and have fun with it. It could be 4 beats each. So long, neighbors and friends. And that G, as you hit your G, and you just slide, I say to the 10th, just to get you the idea that to run your finger along your neck as far as you want to. You could take it to the 5th and then tap twice, like country mo, and you jump in with the next verse. So that's what all that hoo-ha is. When you get, so the first verse, you have to do the 1, well, I'm on my way to the city lights, and drop down to the next one, to the pretty face that shines her light on the city nights. So let's do that. Well, I'm on my way, A minor, the city lights, still A minor, the pretty face that shines her light on the city nights. So that's just playing it A minor and G, fun song, terrific. Fortunately or unfortunately, the Stampeders, who were Canada's darlings at the time, Canada loved the song. Number 1 in Canada, number 1 in New Zealand, number 3 in the US, maybe number 1 in the US. Had a banjo, and they played a high D on their banjo. Does this look familiar to anybody? You play your G, you stick your pinky out on that 1st string up to the 5th fret. They played that note over and over again. So that's what all the hoo-ha is in that chord chart that you're looking at. So you play it any way you want, but this is, I'm going to explain to you the chord chart. So it's down, down, up. So that's the first 2 beats, the G and the dot. And then you stick your pinky out, down, down, up. Then you pull it back out. And then you do down, up, down. Except on the up, you stick your pinky back out up there. Down, up, down. Which is why we're going to play this every month until December. The second part, which is maybe more fun because it's more accessible, you do your A minor and you put your, throw in that B note that we were talking about earlier, put your ring finger down there on the 1st string, 2nd fret. And so that's what all that A minor +9. So that's down, down, up on A minor. add your B note at the bottom, and then you're down, up, down, up, down. Where I'm putting my ring finger down on the up. And I think I'm taking it off on the last down. Down, down, up, down. Yeah, I think so. So that intro is something like this, real slow. And remember, this is my regular G where my thumb is visible. When I do this, my thumb has disappeared in order to go into the middle of the back of my neck so that my hand can swivel and get that pinky out there.
Could we get the close-up cam, Bob?
On the webcam, here we are.
Webcam, dude.
Isn't this sort of like your jump strum in a way?
Oh, it is definitely a jump strum.
Okay.
It's just a unique, we aren't going C to A minor.
Right.
It's a much different chord. But yeah, it's very much a jump strum, yes. So here's your A minor and adding your ring finger. And here's your G, adding your pinky out to that first string, 5th fret. Down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So it's not for the faint of heart. I've had a month and a half to kind of practice it. And I'm still not 100% there. So don't beat yourself up like this is supposed to be easy or like I think this is supposed to be easy. So it's A minor, down, down, up. Put that ring finger down. Take it off. Put it down. Or to enjoy the song, just play G. Down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, down, up. But my pinky is poised for excellent. It's not touching anything, but it's poised. Okay? On c'est bon? Oui, oui, PPCC? Okay. Let's do that. All right. So you got a third verse where you go 3-3 and a fourth verse where you go 4-4. So on this song, you do need to be able to count to 4. And sweet city woman. At the very end, all of a sudden we start going, sweet, 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 sweet city woman, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da, sweet, 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 sweet city woman, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da. So that's sweet has the E's that are connected by the dashes, and sweet, sweet, sweet has the sweets that are not connected by anything. Okay. Questions? And that last line is sweet, 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 sweet city woman, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da. And we just end on a da, ba-da-da-da. Okay? Okay, fine. Sure, Bob. Please get us through this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. A minor. I've dreamed of this moment. Good luck, as Lenny says. On my way to the city lights, to the pretty face that shines her light on the city nights. Gotta catch a noon train. Gotta be there on time. It feels so good to know she awaits the end of the line. Sweet, sweet city woman. I can see your face, hear your voice, can almost touch you. Sweet, sweet city woman. My banjo and me, we got a feel for singing. Yeah, bon, c'est bon, 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 c'est bon, bon, c'est bon, 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 c'est bon, 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 c'est bon, 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 c'est bon, 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 so long, ma, so long, pa, so long, neighbors and friends, like a country morning, all snuggled in dew. She's got a way to make a man feel shiny and new. She's singing in the evening old familiar tunes. She feeds me love, tenderness, and macaroons. Yeah, macaroons, sweet, sweet city woman. Sweet, 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 sweet city woman. Sweet, 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 sweet city woman. Da 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 da, da 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 da. Sweet, 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 sweet city woman. Da 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 da, da 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 da. Sweet, 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 sweet city woman. Da 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 da. Sweet, 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 sweet city woman. Da 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 da. Da-da-da-da. Oh my God, the world debut of Sweet City Woman. Holy moly cow. That's good. That's what Saturdays are for, a little bit of a stretch. So proud of all of you. Ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da. Any of you remember Gordon Lightfoot? Everybody's hand should be going up. I was going to look up where this landed on the charts. I wouldn't be shocked if this got to #1. So I looked at the chord chart for this, and I tried to play it, and I was playing 4 beats per chord because it was a chord chart. It was not my chord chart, it was somebody else's chord chart. And I could not figure out how in the world. Then I realized that every single chord is 2 beats. Not every single chord, but 90% of the chords are 2 beats. There's a cool little A minor G that happens. It's 1 beat each. But everything else is 2 beats, and so it creates, whether you like the song or not, it creates another great exercise in chord movement and chord changes and progressions. Just see if you can do it in time, whatever time you want. Set your metronome for boom, 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 or set it for boom, 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 whatever you want. What I'm going to try to do on this is do my thumb. This is my thumb for every strum. So I'm going to do 2 thumb strums. Every one is going to be a thumb strum through the entire song. The other issue with this song, it's lyric dense. There aren't a lot of places for those of us who wheeze a lot. There aren't a lot of places to breathe. So I may run out of air at some point. My apologies in advance. Run out of breath. You see that G7 sus again. And in some cases, let's say in the intro, I've got a little note right before the G7 sus that says pinky. And so my pinky is hovering right over that first string, third fret, so that all I have to do on my F is drop my middle finger. And then I've got my G7 sus. And you pinky aficionados know that with an F, you can go ahead and put it down early and play a nice F with an extra C note. And then all you have to do is drop your middle finger down. In the first line on that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, seventh chord, the C, I have pinky written over the top of that. And I'm going to play that C with my pinky. So all that I have to do is drop in 2 fingers for the G7 sus that follows. So that's what I do. You see it, the second section, the chorus, Carefree Highway, let me slip on you the second section. At the end, it's got a G7 stop. Instead of 2, 3, 4, I just do a 2. Since it's 2 beats all the way through, I just do one little tap and then move on to turning back the pages. So it's a pretty quick transition. And then the really cool, absolute Gordon Lightfoot chord progression and sound is at D sus 4 or D sus 2. Sorry, D sus 2. And so that's in the second section, the first big boxed section. And on the second line, you've got the A minor, G, F. So with your F, you've got a finger up there at the top of the second fret. All you have to do is stick another finger in right below it for your D sus 2, like you're playing a D minor, but you want to get rid of your index finger. And cool Gordon Lightfoot chord. And then for the D, you just add another finger. In this case, I'm adding my pinky because I've been doing pinky exercises. So that line goes A minor, G, F, add, like that. For each of the choruses, you've got the last line of each chorus is Carefree Highway, let me slip away. So it's a G7 stop, slip away on you. So 2 G7 stops, 4 beats, 3 hidden beats for the first G7 stop, and then your singing Slip Away on You carries you to the C that picks up the strumming again, if that makes any sense. If it doesn't, hopefully you'll ask a question. When you get to the end, you've got 2 verses. You finish with 2 choruses, sorry. You finish with 2 choruses. The first one, Carefree Highway, blah, blah, blah. They both share that middle line, the morning after blues, from my head down to my shoes. So you go 1, then the third line, and then the fourth line, which is another 1. And then you go back up to 2, middle line, and then the last line, which is a 2. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, you play along. You're very sporting peoples. Look at this. You ready? Got your pinkies armored. 1, 2, 3, thumb, 4. Picking up the pieces of my sweet shattered dreams. That's a 1, 2. I wonder how the old folks are tonight. Her name was Anne, and I'll be damned if I recall her face. She left me not knowing what to do. Carefree highway, let me slip away on you. Carefree highway, you've seen better days. The morning after blues, from my head down to my shoes. Carefree highway, let me slip away on you. Turning back the pages to the times I love best. I wonder if she'll ever do the same. Now the thing that I call living is just being satisfied with knowing I got no one left to blame. Carefree highway, got to see you, my old flame. Carefree highway, you've seen better days. The morning after blues, from my head down to my shoes. Carefree highway, let me slip away on you. Searching through the fragments of my dream-shattered sleep, I wonder if the years have closed her mind. Now the thing that I call living is just being satisfied with knowing I got no one left to blame. Carefree highway, let me slip away on you. Carefree highway, you've seen better days. The morning after blues, from my head down to my shoes. Carefree highway, let me slip away on you. Let me slip away on you. Carefree highway, got to see you, my old flame. Carefree highway, you've seen better days. Morning after blues, from my head down to my shoes. Carefree highway, let me slip away on you. That was nice with the thumb. I might try it in another key sometime. See if I can't get it a little bit more in my wheelhouse, but that's kind of fun with the thumb strumming. Anyway, that's Gordon Lightfoot. That's who that is. Oh, you know, it's going to be fun today, but it is going to continue to be a workout. That's right. That's the famous 3 chords in 1 strum maneuver. So you got these little notations that are in soft soft font in grayscale. So if you just want to play 4 beats of D, then that intro is 4 measures or 16 beats of D. But, Bob, how about the Skycam? That's kind of fun. Let's do that. Skycam, OUJ, Skycam. Okay, cut with the sound effects. That's not a D. That's a D. Your D may look different. It might look like this. So what that, those 3 chords, the nice dark D, and then the DS4 and the D sus2. DS4 is just to save space. That's D sus4 and D sus2. What they're trying to tell you is you're going D, you're pushing your finger out to that 2nd string 3rd fret, and you're pulling it off. We just played D sus2 with Gordon Lightfoot. This is not Gordon Lightfoot, though. Barry McGuire, of course. So it's D, out, off. D, out, off. Now, you could just do that as 3 strums. Instead of trying to do the strum pattern, you could just do that. No reason not to. Here's the strum that I'm trying to emulate. Down, down, out on the up, out on the up. Up, off, and off on the 2nd up. Let's see. Yeah. So down, down, out on the 1st up, off on the 2nd up, and then finish the strum with your down. Don't put it back down. And if you don't get it this time, I, of course, have been practicing for a week, so most of the time I get it. In the intro, you do it for 4 measures. In the chorus, at the end of the chorus, you do it for 2 measures. And then at the very end, the last line, you do A7, D. You do it once. And then at the very end, you do it 3 times and end on a D. Something like that. It's 4 beats, 2 beats, 2 beats. Almost all of the verses are the same. Eastern world, down, down, up, down, down, up. Down, up, G, down, up, A7, D. Down, up, down, up. So it's D, G, A7. Eastern world is exploding, violence flaring, bullets flying. And you can blame Kathy and Jim. They were doing protest songs, so I thought this was a great one. And of course, this sounds like 69, 70, but this was 1965. And no, it's not written by Barry McGuire. I don't know who put that up there. He has the most famous version of it. Maybe I'll go back to regular cam. I think we're okay. I think we're okay with that. He has the most famous version of it, but it was P.F. Sloan, who, of course, you all remember as the arch nemesis of the Three Stooges. It's Sloan. I may be making that up. For comic relief. The Eastern Wallard. That's pretty good typo. That's supposed to be world, by the way. So that's that. So then chorus. Tell me over and over again, my friend. D to B minor 7. If you've got 3 fingers as a D, you can just put your pinky down there. Friend, I play it differently, so I can't quite, my pinky is already deployed, so I drop an index finger down. Friend, you don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. G, 4 beats, and A, 4 beats. And then back. Second verse, you get to the end, it says chorus. That means go to the chorus. Third verse, you get to the end, it says chorus. Go back to the chorus. Fourth verse, you get to the end, you just drop down to the last chorus, which is at the bottom. Questions? Great.
What is a down, fan, up, up, down strum, Bob?
So there's down, down, up, down, which is our classic calypso or island strum. But if you take out the second down instead of down, down, you would do down, fan, up, down. So you fan your fingers just to give it a little percussive feel to it. It slows it down ever so slightly. Down, fan, up, down. And that's probably what I'll be trying to do. But I forget sometimes and I just go to straight. But I try to do down, fan, up, down. All good? These are great questions. The more questions there are, the more we learn. So we'll do it kind of nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. The Eastern world is exploding, violence flaring, bullets loading, old enough to kill, but not provoking. You don't believe in war, but what's that gun you're toting? Even the Jordan River has bodies floating, but just tell me over and over again, my friend, how you don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. Don't you understand what I'm trying to say? Can't you feel the fears feeling today? The button is pushed, there's no running away. There'll be no one to save with the world in a grave. Take a look around you, boy. It's bound to scare you, boy. And you tell me over and over again, my friend, how you don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. Yeah, my blood's so mad, it feels like coagulating. I'm sitting here just contemplating. I can't twist the truth, it knows no regulating. Handful of senators don't pass legislation, and marches alone can't bring integration. When human respect is disintegrating, the whole crazy world is just too frustrating. And you tell me over and over again, my friend, how you don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. Think of all the hate there is in Red China. Take a look around to Selma, Alabama. You may leave here for 4 days in space, but when you return, it's the same old place. The pounding of the drums, the pride and disgrace. You can bury your dead, but don't leave a trace. Hate your next door neighbor, but don't forget to say grace. And tell me over and you don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. Oh, oh, I messed up that last part. You know, it's amazing how you have parts in rehearsal that you always kind of trip over. And then when you get there, you think, am I going to trip over it? And because you're thinking about it instead of just playing, can mess it. So it is. See, we're on the eve of destruction. No, no, you don't. Yeah, I missed the no, no. Don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. Something like that. Anyway, thanks for hanging in there. So that was going to be the, you know, the major resounding protest song ending the set, you know, like boom, 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 boom. And I thought, well, that's kind of a depressing song. So maybe we ought to do something that's, you know, a little bit more drug related and something where we can chill out about. So John Prine, debut album, self-titled John Prine. His very first song on the debut album is Illegal Smile. And I trotted this out for our jam at Melrose Branch Library in December. And when we got to about the first line and I saw a bunch of blank faces and I thought, uh-oh, you know, there's songs you grow up with where you just think, everybody knows this. And at Melrose Place, I think 2 people knew it. And so it was like, okay, I'm going to show you how this goes. And then we're not going to, just to see if you remember it. And then we're going to can it for today. This is last month. We're going to can it. And then we're going to do it during, you know, one of our sessions. And then we're all going to learn it. So the next time it gets trotted out live, more people will know it. So it's down, down, up, F, down, down, up, F, down, down, up, F. That's what that's all about in the intro. I woke up this morning, things were looking bad. That's pretty simple. Seems like total silence was the only friend I had. Classic folk songy melody you can hang on to. G, third line. Bowl of oatmeal tried to stare me down. Now we've got that down, down, up, F, C. Stare me down and one. It was 12 o'clock before I realized I was having down, down, up, no fun. Down, up, but fortunately, G stop, I have the key. You could do all stops in there. I don't know why I put the strum in the middle there. I don't know why I did that. Because I didn't want to do all stops, I guess. But fortunately, I have the key to escape reality. Now you could do 4 beats of C there. Escape reality, and you may see me tonight with an illegal smile. So C works fine there if you don't want to try this other thing. So pick C, D, and E is not pick those chords, it's pick those notes. So you play escape reality. Then you've got an open C string, your 3rd string, that's C. And then your 3rd string, 2nd fret is D. And then you've got an open E string, which is your 2nd string. So it goes, and you may see me. And cool thing, 4/4 song, in the verses, the chorus is 3/4. See me tonight with an illegal smile. It don't like you had dropped some hallucinogenic between the verse and the chorus. And all of a sudden time has shifted. That's just the way it seems to me. So let's look at the chorus. But fortunately, I have the key to escape reality. Open to open, see me. 3, 3, 2. And I'm doing thumb down, up, down, but you can do down, down, down. You can do down, down, up, down. You can do down, down, up, down, up. Whatever your favorite 3-beat strum is. Third line of the chorus, please tell the man didn't kill anyone. No, I'm just trying to have me some fun. F, C, F, C, F, F, 2, 3, 4, F. Last time I checked my bankroll, it was getting thin, like that, okay? So that F, C, so that's kind of fun. You get all the way to the end. See, the chorus, the word chorus keeps sending you back up to that chorus. And that, and you may, and I'll do that nice and slow every time. Get all the way to the end, last verse. You go up to the chorus, you do the chorus, and instead of doing the F, C at the bottom of the chorus, you do that at the bottom in the outro. Well done, son of a gun, hot dog bun, Attila the Hun, my sister's a nun. And then the last F, C, we carry that out a little bit. Like the end, something like that. Questions? Almost there. It's only 2:15. We're going to be like 3 minutes over. You've been so good. John Prine, if this, you probably know Angel from Montgomery. You probably played that here or other places. But this is a nice song to have in your John Prine repertoire. And let's talk dirty in Hawaiian. Very important. In the, don't play that when you go to Hawaii, Patty. Let's try this. 1, 2, 3, 4. When I woke up this morning, things were looking bad. Seems like total silence was the only friend I had. Bowl of oatmeal tried to stare me down and won. It was 12 o'clock before I realized I was having no fun. But fortunately, I have the key to escape reality, and you may see me tonight with an illegal smile. Don't cost very much, but it lasts a long while. Won't you please tell the man didn't kill anyone? No, I'm just trying to have me some fun. Last time I checked my bankroll, it was getting thin. Sometimes it seems like the bottom is the only place I've been. I chased a rainbow down a one-way street, dead end, and All my friends turned out to be insurance salesmen. Ah, but fortunately, I have the key to escape reality. And you may see me tonight with an illegal smile. Don't cost very much, but it lasts a long while. Won't you please tell the man I didn't kill anyone? No, I'm just trying to have me some fun. Well, I sat down in my closet with all my overalls, trying to get away from all the ears inside my walls. I dreamed the police heard everything I thought. What then? Well, I went to court. The judge's name, it was Hoffman. But fortunately, I have the key to escape reality. And you may see me tonight with an illegal smile. Don't cost very much, but it lasts a long while. Won't you please tell the man I didn't kill anyone? No, I'm just trying to have me some fun. Well done, son of a gun, hot dog bun, Attila the Hun, my sister's a nun. Oh my goodness gracious.
What hilarious lyrics.
Not bad. Thanks so much for hanging in there, everybody. Any questions about songs?
Great selection of songs, Bob. Great selection.
Yeah.
Hard work.
Wonderful
Well,
session today. Thank you.
Try to give you a little workout there. Hey, Brian, what's up?
Bob.
Rita's here. Hey, Rita. Tajali's here. Look at all
A lot of fun.
more of my favorite people along with my other favorite people. Would you look at that? I'll be darned.
So who
I
made
hope
that
you-
song? Who made that song "Eve of Destruction" famous? I mean,
Barry Maguire.
that was the person, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he did not write it, so his name shouldn't be up there, or it should be in brackets. P.F. Sloan is the guy who wrote it, and Barry was he was part of a group, another guy named Barry, and they called themselves Barry and Barry. And then Barry joined the New Christy Minstrels, so he was part of the one of the conjugations of the New Christy Minstrels, and then he went off on a solo career. And so that's all the trivia we have today. So great to see everybody.
Thank you, Bob.
Have a great-
Yeah, thanks, Bob.
Happy
Stay
New
dry,
Year.
everybody.
Yeah, if I haven't seen you, Happy New Year, and we'll see you again soon.
Good.
Who's still here? Let me see here. That's okay. Okay, we're good. Great to see you, Sylvia. Happy New Year. Ciao, ciao.